on the 2016 National and Local Elections AES based on the SLI Global Solutions Report. So in effect, nagpapatulong po kami sa TEC to present the findings in layman's terms. Engineer Banson, ikaw po yan, ano? Later. Sige po. We also want to hear from the National Technical Support Center report on the issues encountered during the 2016 elections and how these issues were resolved. And then a random manual audit, also the results. And then an update on from the Comelec, of course, on the status of the preparations for the AES on 2019, especially how your recent resolution adjusting the deadline for filing will affect the rest of the calendar. No, the last time I think you issued an updated calendar dated September 15. Tama ba yun? Ano yun? August. Yung ano date? Ano date? August. What was the date of the latest calendar of the Comelec?
September 5.
5. Okay, nalito ako. September 5. Okay, September 5. And then we will discuss the scheduling of the ocular inspection of the JCOC, of the joint panel to inspect the Santa Rosa premises and such other, yung may room kayo na dinescribe sa Comelec HQ. So this is the suggestion of the chair of the House panel, no? Congressman Tugna, the ocular inspection. Okay, so Committee Secretary, Attorney Dana Menjola Alberto, please acknowledge for the record who our resource persons are present this morning.
Good morning. The Joint Congressional Oversight Committee on the Automated Election System would like to acknowledge the presence of its distinguished guests, namely Chairperson Sheriff Abbas, Commissioner Marlon Cascuejo, Commissioner Antonio Co. Jr., Commissioner Louis Guia, Executive Director Jose M. Tolentino Jr., Mr. Angel S. Everia, Ms. Tammy Lipana, Engineer Peter Banzon, Ms. Jane Ku, Mr. Eli Moreno, Mr. Pravir Dahia, Dr. Arwin A. Sarano, Mr. Eric Jude Alvia, Mr. Ramon Casiple, Ms. Rona Caritos, Attorney Glenn Chong, former Representative Luis R. Villafuerte, Attorney Hubert Guevara, Attorney Arthur Alicer, Mr. Edmundo Casino. Thank you.
Committee Secretary, tuloy mo na rin yung what documents have been submitted to the JCOC in compliance with our requests. Pakibasa na rin po.
On the status of the compliance to the submissions required by the JCOC AES during the previous hearing, the following have been submitted. List of enhancements to the automated election system for the 2019 national and local elections, or NLE. Report of the SLI Global Solutions Inc. in its review of the automated election system used during the 2016 NLE. Report of the National Technical Support Center on the issues it encountered during the 2016 NLE. Bidding documents for the procurement of the automated election system and the corresponding bid documents submitted by Smartmatic TIM and Contracts. Comelec letter of reply to the allegations in the privilege speech of Senate President Vicente Soto III. Smartmatic TIM letter of reply to the request of the local source code reviewers and Congressman Luis Villafuerte's position paper. As for the following, there are no submissions yet. Certification that all vote counting machines purchased are intact and properly working. Minutes of the meeting of the Technical Evaluation Committee to determine the basis in issuing the certifications. With a digital copy of the transmission logs, we sent the Presidential Electoral Tribunal subpoena to Sistecom, and they are closely coordinating with the committee secretariat.
So in due time?
In due time, yes, sir.
So for the certification that all vote counting machines purchased are intact and properly working, who do we expect this from? Comelec. Comelec, sir, sa inyo ito, yung number 1. Yung mga unsubmitted pa ito. Itong minutes of the meeting of the Technical Evaluation Committee to determine the basis in issuing the certifications. I think we are expecting this from the Technical Evaluation. Narinig nyo, Engineer Manson, at the soonest possible time, sir. So, I'm happy na tatlo na lang po yung all have complied with the request. So, only 3 are still pending. Okay, sa PET pa yung isa. Okay, Mr. Sen, una ka, sir? Okay, so, okay, I will exercise the chairman's prerogative of asking questions which I forgot to ask during our last meeting. Because for the information of everyone, we had an executive session with the Comelec, CAC, Smartmatic. Sino pa ba yan? Tatlo. Yeah, basically three groups. A question to the Comelec. CAC nga sabi. We have exercised the option to purchase. We have purchased the VCMs. Please state for the record again how many have we bought. And then the next question is, have we tested them all? When you say all, as in all, kung sampling lang, sabihin niyo po kung nag-sampling lang po kayo.
Good morning, Chairman. We have purchased 97,350 units of vote counting machines, and all of them pass through hardware acceptance test. We can provide the report of the hardware acceptance test to show what were the parameters of the testing and how we consider the VCMs to be running properly.
Please do so, sir. We are interested in looking at the reports. My second question is, in 2019, what is the plan? Are we again using queue servers?
As we have explained in previous hearings, Your Honor, probably the queue servers being referred to is the Meet Me room, which consists of several servers of Globe, Smart, PLDT, Inmarsat, and all the telco companies. So maybe that's the
You call the physical place the Meet Me room, and there are servers there.
Yes, sir, of the telecom.
And the function is to line up the transmissions from the VCMs.
Sir, the function of the Meet Me room is to allow different telcos to communicate with each other. For example, if the VCM uses Globe, it cannot directly send to the CCS, which uses Smart. So the packet goes through the Meet Me room, and then that's the time wherein the packet will go through the transmission infrastructure of Smart so that the CCS can accept the results from the VCM.
The CCS is only one server?
For every municipal, for every board of canvassers, they have one. So each municipality has one municipal CCS. Each city has its own, provincial and the national.
Pagdating po sa national, how many servers?
Isa rin, sir.
Isa, di ba? Isa. Okay. So how many servers are physically or can physically be observed in the Meet Me room?
May I ask our provider for the transmission facilities to respond, sir?
Who is that?
It's Smartmatic.
Mr. Moreno.
Sir, I don't know exactly the number of servers, but there are multiple servers installed for each one of those infrastructure. For example, in the transparency server, what we call the transparency server is actually a group of different servers. What is called the central server is a group of different servers. And as part of the meet me room, there are also additional servers with security and other functions. I don't know the exact number, sir. So.
Shouldn't we know the exact number next time? See, for 2019, it should be part of our report how many servers, because if we do not know, then an extra server can be placed there physically. Oo nga. So, because my next question actually is, how many servers all in all will be involved in the 2019 elections? But if we are not ready to answer that, then maybe in some future hearing, let's answer that. Yes, Mr. Moreno.
Just a question, sir. When you say how many servers, do you also refer to the services involving Globe, Smart, PLDT, all of that infrastructure?
Because if the issue of the queue server is being directed to those servers, then we need to know how many are those servers.
Okay. Because we'll ask also then those telecom companies to provide their infrastructure and the number.
Because Comelec, ito for the record, Comelec did not intentionally put a server in order to line up the transmissions, yung queue server. Walang ganon. Ang sagot mo, ED, is the telcos had their own servers, and because of the flow of the transmission, globe to globe, then they lined up in the globe server. Kaya naging queue, parang it functioned like a queue server. But no intention of by the Comelec to put up a queue server. Tama po ba yun, ED?
Yes, sir. Sir, and sir, if I may add, to eliminate this kind of doubts, for the 2019 elections, aside from the source code of the VCM, the EMS, and the CCS, we have required the international certification entity to also look at the source code of the transmission system. Although it's not part of the AES itself, we are asking the ICE to review also the code to be used for the transmission of the election results.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Senate President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Good morning to our House panel. If you don't mind, Executive Director and the chairpersons, can you explain to me, like I was grade 3, kung paano takbo nung ang dami ninyong sinasabing server, maraming naka-queue, naka-ganyan. BCM, nasa presinto. Di po ba?
Opo.
Okay. Saan magta-transmit? Pagkasok ng mga pagkasok ng mga boto,
Tatlo po ang pinupuntahan. Ang isa niyang pupuntahan yung CCS ng municipal or ng city.
Papuntang
Board of Canvassers pa.
Papuntang municipal
or City Board of Canvassers.
Ano yung meron doon? BCM?
Hindi po, laptop po.
Laptop na.
Ang CCS po natin, mga laptops.
CCS natin, laptops.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Aside
Municipal
from-
ito, municipal or provincial, ganun ba?
Hindi po. City or municipal muna.
City or municipal, correct.
Tapos pupunta po sa central server.
Saan yung central server?
I think nasa Taguig ata yung last time.
Bakit hindi ba kayo yung ED nung 2016?
Where was the... It's Gigig Globe, Taguig, sir. Yung central server.
So from the municipality, the city, CCS, Diretso na sa...
Hindi po. VCM, 3 ang pinupuntahan.
Yun na nga. Yun na
Yes, sir. Municipal board or city board muna.
Oo.
Tapos yung central server.
Oo.
Tapos yung transparency.
Asan yung central server?
Nasa Globe facilities po sa Taguig.
So, that's what I mean. From the municipal, the city, CCS, diretso na.
Hindi po. From the VCM po yun. VCM to the City Municipal Board of Canvassers, VCM to Central Server, VCM to Transparency Server. Pag nakapag-canvass na po,
Tatlo pinapadala niya.
yes sir,
Di ba?
yes sir.
Yung isa, di may diretso na rin sa
Board of Canvassers
Board
niya,
of Canvassers sa municipal and city.
yes sir.
O yung isa,
Tapos, ang isang pinupuntahan galing sa VCM is the Central Server,
central server,
yes sir, sa Globe facilities sa Taguig,
nasa Taguig.
yes sir.
Mm.
At ang huling pinupuntahan ng VCM results, yung transparency server sa Popayos.
Transparency server. Okay.
And then, pagkatapos po magkapag-canvas ng city or municipal board, yung kanilang certificate of canvas naman po, pupunta ng provincial. Meron din pong
Pupunta ng
city,
provincial.
meron din pong city na hindi na pumupunta ng provincial, like highly urbanized cities.
Urbanay, saka yung independent.
Yes sir, didiretso na po yan sa national.
So, tutuloy ito sa central server.
Meron din pong pumupunta doon sa central server coming from the CCS.
SP. Pero yung pumupunta na, sabi mo, may pumupunta na municipal and or city provincial results to the central server. Meron din.
Yes sir, mga election returns po yan.
But you keep, basta it's segregated from the VCM direct transmissions data. Di ba ganun? Dapat ganun, di ba?
Hindi po. Yung election returns na pinapadala ng BCM, 3 ang pinupuntahan nga niya. Yung kanyang Board of Canvassers, Central Server. Para meron tayong 3 nakikitang resulta. Yes.
Alin doon official?
Ang Board of Canvassers po.
Alin doon official?
Galing sa Board of Canvassers.
Papunta saan?
So, pag nakapag-proclaim na po si City Board of Canvassers, municipal, aakyat yung kanyang certificate of canvass sa provincial. Para naman ang Provincial Board of Canvassers makapag-proclaim ng provincial officials tsaka congressmen.
Pero yung papunta sa Comelec, yung mga national...
Manggagaling po sa provincial. Aakyat naman sa
Magagaling na
national.
provincial at saka...
Yes, ladderized po yung ating proseso. Just like sa manual po. Manggagaling sa Municipal Board of Canvassers ang ika-canvas ng provincial. Ang ika-canvas naman na national, yung mga galing sa provincial board.
Okay, galing ng provincial, pupunta sa central.
Yes sir, pumupunta rin.
Yun yung Comelec.
Hindi po. Meron pa ring National Board of Canvassers na Commission and Bank sitting as the National Board of Canvassers. Ang central po is hindi yan ginagamit for official canvassing. It's just intended for the advanced results. Consolidate po natin.
At saan napupunta itong official results? No?
Sa mga lahat po ng official results, yan yung nagdadaan sa mga Board of Canvassers.
Saan papunta? Paano pupunta sa Comelec? Yun ang gusto kong malaman eh.
Pagkatapos...
Mr. Chairman, ED, the reason I'm asking you this is gusto ng mga kababayan natin maintindihan eh. Gusto nilang maintindihan kung paano kasi masyadong marami silang naririnig na mga pupunta dito, punta dyan.
Yes, sir.
Hindi nila alam yun eh.
Sige, sir.
So, gusto nilang maintindihan. Bumoto ko sa Sultan Kudarat sa isang presinto doon ng BCM. Yung BCM na yung boto ko, paano kong malalaman na nabilang ng Comelec?
Sir.
Sa May na. Hindi
Yes, sir.
dito.
Yes, sir.
Alam ko, pupunta ng city ito, municipal eh.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Kaya nga, sir. So I will explain yung ladderized process natin. From the VCM, yung election returns aakyat sa municipal board. Ika-canvas yan ng municipal board. Magpo-proclaim siya ng municipal officials niya. And then, gagawa siya ngayon ng certificate of canvass ng mga officials na hire sa kanya.
National.
Yes, sir, pati provincial. So, aakyat ngayon yung certificate of canvass niya sa provincial. Yung provincial, magka-canvass siya, ipoproclaim niya yung provincial officials, proclaim niya yung congressman, and then yung higher positions na hindi niya pinoproclaim, aakyat naman po yung certificate of canvass doon sa National Board, Comelec.
Sa Comelec?
Yes, sir. Nung presidential natin, dalawa ang pinuntahan nun. Comelec for senators and party list, at Congress para sa President, Vice President. Yung mga pinupuntahan na central server, transparency server, mga advanced unofficial results po yun. Na pwede natin tingnan din just to verify kung pare-pareho yung mga resultang natatanggap.
Alright. From the provincial to the Comelec itself, ang gamit nila from the BCM papunta sa city, municipal, papunta sa provincial, papunta sa Comelec, lahat itong dinaanan to, ang gamit nito, laptop.
Yes, sir.
Ang BCM doon lang sa bilangan.
Yes, sir. Tinatawag lang po nating server, CCS server yun, pero it's actually just a laptop.
At itong mga laptop na ito ay Comelec lahat.
Opo.
Have all the machines used in the 2016 elections and purchased by Comelec been tested and examined?
Yes, sir. Before we deploy the machines, either CCS or BCM, nagdadaan po yan ng pre-election logic and accuracy test.
Ginawa nyo na ngayon yan
Yes, sir.
for the 2019 elections.
Gagawin pa lang po namin yan sa Enero. Pag na-final na po yung ating...
Wala pang diagnostics. Wala pa, sa Enero pa.
Sir, yung sa Enero...
All the counting machines, ibig ko sabihin, yung mga counting machines.
Yes, sir. Nagdaan na yan ng hardware acceptance test before we accepted the BCMs for purposes of paying based on the option to purchase contract.
So all machines will be tested by January.
Yes, sir. Kumbaga, tested again na po yan. Kasi nakapag-hardware acceptance test na tayo. And then, mag-i-load natin yung configuration ng bawat presinto para malaman ng makina na intended siya for a particular precinct, barangay. Dadaan po yan ng pre-election logic and accuracy test.
Okay.
January po yun.
So nakabantay ang mga political party representatives sa mga sampling ninyo, sa testing ninyo.
Yes, sir. Sa Santa Rosa po, meron tayong elevated portion doon na makikita nyo kung ano ang ginagawa ng mga tao during the pre-lat.
Okay. Just balikan ko lang na maliit na punto yung inexplikan ninyo tungkol sa pag mula sa BCM papunta sa mga CCS. Tapos doon sa central server na supposed to be Comelec yun. Hindi po ba? Yun ang ending lahat ng main galing doon sa BCMs.
Lahat po yan Comelec. Ang transparency lang, ang ginagamit lang namin yung facilities ng Globe.
Kasi konektado sa tinatanong ni Chairman Senator Coco Pimentel. So, ilan yung servers, tinatanong niya. Ang tanong ko, bakit noong 2016, merong queue server? Na ang sabi ninyo, at sabi ata ng Smartmatic, ay kasi daw sabay-sabay magdadatingan, mabibigla. So, naglagay ng queue server na parang pinipila yung i-report. Bakit? At gagawin niyo ba uli yan?
Sir, sa amin po walang queue server, but no, can I translate it to Nelly? The Senate President said that Smartmatic informed them that there is a queue server used during the 2016 elections. Maybe he could explain further, sir.
Sir, there is a complex infrastructure as part of the meet-me room. A lot of servers are there, okay? You have the central server, you have the NDP, you have many services hosted as part of the ERT-SMS project, which is a transmission project.
You said that a lot of servers are in the Meet Me room, including the central server. Akala ko ba the central server is in Globe Taguig?
Sure, sir. Physically located in the same facility. The Meet Me room is physically located in the same facility of the central server. It's the same building.
Meet Me room is also in Taguig.
In Taguig, yes.
Sorry, all the while I thought it was in the Comelec premises.
The Comelec usually requests to collocate, it's the term, in existing data center of one of the telcos usually. Different locations have been chosen in the different elections. In 2016, the central one was in Taguig.
Mr. Chair. Yes, in relation to this point, Mr. Chair, since the 97,000 machines have been purchased, at this point, in your process, Executive Director, Comelec's process, at what point are we going to choose the internet provider? Meaning, either in our country, we only have two telcos, Globe and Smart. At what point in your calendar of activities are you going to choose the entities that will transmit the votes?
Sir, we already conducted a public bidding on the election results transmission system. And there was only one bidder that participated. It was Smartmatic. So I think the award was recommended yesterday. The commission approved it. And upon signing up the contract, Smartmatic would require the telcos and the satellite providers to provide the transmission facilities.
AD, kaklaruhin ko lang po. So ibig sabihin, as the third party entity which the commission already chose, which is Smartmatic, it has been delegated to them to choose the telco.
Yes, sir. The bidding required a total solution to the transmission services. So it's up to them which telco provider would be chosen. But generally, since 2010, they always get the Globe, Smart, and PLDT, sometimes Sun. Kung ano yung mga major,
Depende sa lugar kung ano yung malakas.
yes, sir. But actually, may redundant pa rin yun eh. Even though we know that Globe has a strong signal in one area, we still provide a redundant SIM card from Smart just in case suddenly the tower of Globe is...
Hindi kaya ko lang ho naman na itatanong ito dahil sa, siyempre, sinecheck natin yung integrity ng sistema natin dahil nandyan na yung boto sa level ng munisipyo, itatransmit natin sa provincial, o doon naman sa isang category, itatransmit natin sa Central Board of Canvassers, transparency server, tsaka yung central server. So napakahalaga din ho ng integrity nitong mga kukunin nating telco na magta-transmit. So at this point in time, since dadalawa naman yung ating telco dito sa ating bansa, isa din naman ang may-ari ng mga binanggit po kanina. So, kaya lang ho natin na itatanong as Chair of the House Panel. We now recognize again Senate President Tito Soto.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, our chairpersons. Thank you. Just to wind up, still on the issue of Q server by the former Senate President, the Chairman of the Committee on Electoral Reforms. Itong mga sinasabi yung meet me room and the different servers that are functioning, they all function on day one. Based on
What do you mean, sir,
based on the
by
answer
day
that you gave us, my privileged speech was asking for why there were 4 queuing servers and there were additional queue server thereafter. Ang sabi ninyo, yung issue based on the 4 queuing servers, sabi ninyo, CCS of Municipal, Provincial, Regional, and National Board of Canvassers, Central Servers, Transparency Servers. At ang sinasabi ninyo ay the 4 queuing servers may be confused with the technical structure of the different telcos na sinasabi ninyo ngayon, PLDT, Smart, Globe, Airtel. So, lahat ba ito nag-umpisa nung May 9?
Earlier pa po ng May 9 yan because meron tayong mga tinatawag na transmission diagnostic tests to determine whether there is a connection so that in case walang transmission sa area na yon, we will be able to take the necessary corrective measures.
All right. Before pa. Therefore, lalong bumigat yung problema ng tanong ko sa aking privilege speech on my third issue, wherein there were 2 servers that were functioning during the elections, yung CNTA DNS, used by the VCMs and the CCS, at tapos yung CNTB DNS, used only for 4 IP addresses ng kinabukasan na, May 10 and 11. Alam na, katulad ng pinai-explica ko sa inyo kanina, in-explican nyo, the VCMs will ask for the IP address of the recipient from the domain name server so it can transmit the data. Pagkatapos, lahat ng VCMs were communicated only to one server, and that is the CNTA DNS server. Ang recipients, Municipal, City Board of Canvassers, Provincial, Regional Board of Canvassers, Transparency Servers, and the Central Servers. Yun yung procedure na alam natin at yun yung ini-explica ninyo ngayon. And it was done during the peak transmissions on May 9 to 10. Ngayon, lumalabas dito ngayon at ito ay meron kaming mga dokumento. On May 10, the rules suddenly changed because in the middle of the game or in the middle of the counting already, for some reason that we're trying to unearth now, the transmissions from your BCMs did not go straight to the consolidating canvassing system or the CCS. But instead, it went to either one of the 4 queuing servers before reaching the CCS. So by that time, dalawa na yung involved. Yun ang sinasabi ko, CNTB DNS na naku-communicate with the queries of the VCMs after it has gone queuing. So parang nagkaroon nga ng queuing server. So yun ang nakagulo sa kaisipan ng marami. Bakit? All of a sudden. So ngayon ba, ilalagay nyo ngayon, umpisa pa lang, nandiyan ba yan? O ano ba talaga nangyari nun?
Tulad po ng sinasabi namin, wala po tayong queuing server. That is just probably the conclusion made by some IT experts.
No, sir. I will tell you directly now. An employee from Smartmatic gave me. He's not Marlon Garcia. There is another one. And I will not reveal his name. Kaya hindi po pwedeng sabihin nyo sa akin na akala lang special lang na iba. Hindi. Tagaloobang nagsabi sa akin, magpi-privilege speech pa ako rito ng 2-3 beses kung hindi sigurado ako sa bala kong hawak.
Mr. Chair, I cannot be satisfied with the answers. We have already your written, no? Your written answer to the issue, and excuse me, maybe a few seconds suspension.
Mr. Chair.
Let's resume our session. Ito na lang, just one categorical question which requires a categorical answer from the Comelec. I know that you have already filed with the panel, with the committee, your response, written reply to the previous speech of the Senate President. Are you sticking to that, to your version as submitted to the committee?
That there was no news.
Yes, sir.
Ang inyong sagot kasi is, in gist, sabi nyo that this concept of queuing server may have been confused with the complex technical infrastructure of the telecommunication systems of the telcos. Basically, that's your answer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so in the next hearing, we will just have to produce the witness of the Senate President so we can confront allegations under oath with answers of the Comelec. Ano na lang po. So we will not be debating this issue to death, no? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so
Mr. Chairman.
in relation with the queuing server ba?
Yes, sir.
Sige. But I think Attorney Chong is gentleman enough to give way to the lady na una si
Yes, sir.
Ako. Yes.
In the 2013 elections, that's why I'd like to refute the claim of a meet me room. In the 2013 elections, NAMFREL was an accredited citizens arm. So we got the results from the transparency server. We asked Marlon because we were given the results of the precincts, and below that were big numbers. And Marlon really admitted to us that, oh, disregard that, that's garbage. That is from the intermediary server. I said, what intermediary server? That was not explained to us. And he said that was being used, or somebody from Comelec answered, that was being used to decrypt, because what is being transmitted is encrypted. So that is being used to decrypt the results. But if it were only to decrypt, how come there were results that were big numbers? We were puzzled with the big numbers, and he said, disregard that. Only look at the top, which is the results of the precinct. That is from the intermediary server. Therefore, I will refute your claim of a meet me room. There is another server that is doing computations, because we were able to get big numbers in the printout that we received.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Excuse me again, Attorney Chong. Si Chairman Tugna has something to say.
Yes, my question to Ms. Acol is that earlier you mentioned to the committee that it was in 013. Can I refer to our TSN? Was it 013 or can you clarify that?
Yes, because of that server, which we said was in violation of the election law of 8936, because there was no review of the source codes of that server. Therefore, in the JCOC meeting of 2015, before the 2016 elections, we requested that we be given the encrypted results and just give us the key for decrypting. Therefore, so that they will not anymore pass through an intermediary server. So the solution that we asked in the JCOC meeting, and it's in the meeting, it's in the minutes of the meeting, we asked that NAMFREL be given the direct results without decryption. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Acol. Can we hear from the Comelec? I would have called Chairman Abbas or anyone who was there already in the 2013-2015 elections. Executive Director Tolentino, please.
Yes, sir. I remember that issue, sir. That refers to the reception by the PPCRB of two types of results: individual precinct results and consolidated results. What PPCRB did was to combine both individual and consolidated. That's why we have a very big number. And I think what Ms. Acol is referring to as the intermediary server is the server being used by PPCRB to get its results. That's why